Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers, welcome back to the Pacific Northwest. The 4th day of spring, yay! It's getting warmer out. We do have rain on the way. It's about 11:30 in the morning-ish. We still have 100,000 grand in our bank account, even though we're losing 10 grand a night. And I got Courseplay set up to fertilize the big grass field. As we can see here, he's working away. So what I need to do now is tab along. And we're going to hop into our Volvo. And we're going to kind of take care of the animals just a little bit. If we go to the animal page, you can see water is kind of a need, power food somewhat, and silage a little bit. Stray. I'm trying to say straw and hay at the same time. They're good on straw because, you know, they demand a lot of straw in winter. And I gave them straw like the last day of winter, so they're good for a while. Hay and grass, now they're getting grass from the pastures, same as the sheep. So, and the cows south up to 80%, gotta like that. And we're up to 116 sheep. We have 17 full pallets of wool, I think, or 16, working on 17. Something like that. The wool price is starting to get up there. It's getting close to the upper 8,000s, somewhere in there. If it can get up to 9,000, it's climbing right now, so I'm just waiting to see what happens there. Hopefully sometime soon the price will get up to around 9,000. Let's see, how much do I want to... I think we'll grab something like just 25,000 liters right now, because the cows don't need much, but I was down here, the trailer's down here, so we're going to take care of that. The rye price is meh, so-so. And also in between episodes, I did fertilize... I wasn't going to go off the screen, but I don't want to overfill my trailer because I have no place to put the power food. But if we go back to the map, those two fields right here, 13 and 14, I did fertilize those two fields because we're probably going to buying those in the fall, hopefully. And you can see we're getting our last stage of fertilization on the big grass field, which is important. The map, I want to get back on the animal page because now that I got the new mod where hay is not in silage, hay is up in grass, I want to see when I put total mixed rations in it, does it add hay, because hay is in total mixed rations, does it add it to that bar, or is it just added all the silage still? Not sure how this mod kind of separates it now. So it just counts as silage and total or power food. So that's good. It doesn't go into hay and grass because I'd rather see it all go into here. Only because, you know, the pastures give them grass as it is. And it took it all. So they're good on power food and silage for a while. So now they just need water. Why is it showing that I got power food still in the trailer when I got 0 liters? Interesting. I also got the Seadrill over here. The Condor. When I came down with the John Deere with the fertilizer, I just dropped off the fertilizer and the John Deere brought the Condor over. Calling all cars. Does anyone know where my tanker is? Because I sure don't right now. I'm going to guess it's probably up here. Yes, up by the chickens. I did turn the traffic back on as well. If I remember in the last map update, I think yeah, my driving, gotta love it. Because I'm never paying attention to the screen most of the time. I think in the last update, maybe he said something about he tweaked the traffic, like the traffic turns better and all that. So I want to turn the traffic back on, try to make it look more real, if you may say so. So I can't own the roads anymore. Well, I can. It was funny because I was watching one of Daggerwin's videos this recently, and he was talking about traffic on the road, how back in... Now this is before I started playing, like back in '09, the traffic was not... what's the word I'm looking for? Rigid, I guess, is what they're saying. So like right now, if this Volvo goes around the corner and hits this car, I get pushed back and nothing happens to that car. In '09, I would have pushed that car or truck around a little bit. Alright, so I think, I'm pretty sure if the sheep and cows need water, I mean up here, but I want to see what their food is like. Yeah, they need water, and they need food, and the reason why their health eggs is low because I just started the game and I'm playing at 1x speed because, yeah, the rain's coming and I don't want to be recording in the rain just yet. And I thought about fast forwarding it past the rain, but sometimes the rain may not hit until late, and then it could rain until it's dark, and then I kind of miss a day, so that's why we're playing at 1x the speed right now. So we'll top off the chickens and the sheep with water. There's the trigger. So I had to move all the wool pallets out of the spawning area because it was full again. Our chickens are good for another 3 days. So you can see all the pallets that we got there. And we're starting a new section, if you will. Now while we're filming that, I did just download. I never thought I would use it, but you know, in the future we might be able to need it because I know where to put the wool pallet. So just like the bales, I got the wool storage point. But what is the price of that? If I can find it, it's 22,000. Now the question is, it's about the same size. Is there room? There is kind of room here. I think it might look funny though. I don't know if I want to place it here or not, because I like to park the header there, but in the future this is something we may put down somewhere. Alright, so let's bring the water tanker down and let's see if I can get out of here without hitting the fence on the other side. And also clipping the fence for the sheep. It's like 50-50. Now I gotta remember the traffic is turned on, so I kinda gotta look. There we go, we're out. So the goal for today basically is to fertilize the grass fields, and oh, that spun me around very easily, and see if the barley and wheat field needs to be fertilized. The ground is still not warm enough for soybeans, corn, or sugar beet, but the days have been getting up in around 60 degrees, so hopefully that will warm up the ground some. Taking a few to get the ground to warm up. It will be interesting when FS19 comes out, because like if you're playing the Pacific Northwest while you're watching me play, even though we're playing on the same map, it could be different, because in 19, as you probably know, we can put, you know, we can put our farm where we want it. We can put the cow pasture where you want it, the sheep, pigs, horses. So even though we're playing on the same map, it's going to be a different layout, which is going to make it really interesting. Watching other people's videos to see how they did layouts. Sure adds a lot more to the game, and of course the placeables is going to be nice because you don't have that weird thing with the foundations. It's going to kind of like lay the ground flat. I am interested to see how the working system goes when you do work for farmers, because instead of just buying fields, you're buying parcels of land. I'm kind of glad they're bringing back the jobs like they had in 15 out, where you can deliver pallets for people. Well, something like that, or mow courtyards and all that. There, so everyone's got their water. Even the pigs that we hopefully will have come fall. So I do like the mod that switches the hay over from silage to grass. That way we can keep feeding the cows in the winter like normal farmers would. I don't know why they do that. But right now I want to empty this tanker of water. I need to go to the BGA and get some digestate. And we need to head over to the bio processing plant and make sure that is topped off. It should be able to take what we are bringing over. It's only 60,000 liters. I did bring the manure over in between episodes from the cows, so their manure area is empty. I gotta remember traffic's turned on. I'm trying to drive like I own the roads here. Someone town needs to come and trim that branch off that tree. It's gonna wreck my beacons on top of my truck. I do have some silage here for the mixer, which I probably could do at some point as well. But while we're waiting for that to fill up, you can see that grass field is coming along nicely. So looks like the wool stopped at 8,700. It's not in the green, so it's not a great price for this time of the year. Rye is on the rise. Little pun there. Yeah, we still got 300,000 liters sitting there, and milk is so-so, not so bad. How much milk do we have for them, the cows? Almost 2 tankfuls. You can see the manure's down. Yeah, so we're just waiting for some good prices, because let's see, how many more things actually are there in total that I really want to get? There's 3 more pieces of equipment I really need to, well, no, not really need. The only thing we really need is the forage harvester. We really need that in order to do the grass field, so we'll get the money for that. The other 2 things I would really like to buy is another tanker. So, I mean, we're using 1 tanker for everything right now, and it's getting to be a little of a hassle. I like to have this full of water up on top and have another tanker do shoveling around with. And also the modded trailer that holds 200,000 liters, because when I cut the grass in the field, it'll cut down trips to the BGA, which will save a lot of time. But you heard me say that before in the previous episode, hopefully. Hopefully you're watching it. If you are, thank you. So, I'm going to drive over to the bioprocessing plant, and I'll see you shortly with traffic. There's a processing plant. I can see steam coming out of the chimney, so that means it's still processing. It was almost 60,000 liters of manure I brought over. It was like just short, like 58. So I was ready to say, hopefully it's right at, yeah, it's right at our limit, I think. Is it I or is it R? It's R. I believe this only holds 100,000, which is, ooh, kind of wish it was 200,000, but whatever. Also, the limit of this thing capacity is 50,000. I'm actually wondering, since we're here, I really don't need any liquid fertilizer at the moment. So, we got the tanker here. Price is going down and it's not that great. Alright. What about... Seed is not that great either. I got enough seed. I was just trying to find a way to make some cash today, but may have to wait on that. Yeah, it's almost going to top off the digestate. We're going to be just shy of the capacity. Well, those things I mentioned just a little bit earlier, what we need to buy, that should not be a problem because, you know, we got to cut that field twice this year, and we usually get around, well, just shy of $500,000 depending on the price. So, you know, that's $1 million of grass and silage that we got to sell. And plus, I want to buy some more fields. The more fields you have, the more profit you have. And also, it'll give us more work to do on the farm instead of me skipping days once in a while, because I run out of things to do because we don't have enough fields. Yeah, now that I added traffic, now there's cars parked there. I can't drive through that little section like I normally would. Well, I probably could, but... So right now I'm going to leave the tanker down here. Since everyone's topped off with water, they should be good for at least 3 days. This is what I'm saying, having 2 tankers would be nice. I'm going to keep the tanker down here because we might be able to sell some milk at some point. That's funny that the Seadrill sees this as a trigger because the Seadrill opened up when I backed in. I probably should have washed off the tanker, but oopsies. I'm going to wash off the truck because, you know, besides the T8, this is like, I love this truck in FS. Nice tight corners, no problem. Got plenty of fuel down here. Got plenty of seed. I got liquid fertilizer for the Seadrill. Not the Seadrill, the seed mixer. Seedmaster. Wow, I'll say it right at some point. We'll park this right in here. And how far along is our little John Deere guy doing? Not too bad. He's got a little bit more to go. So we're going to hop into the New Holland. And we got to go top off the chickens. And just shy of 10,000 would be good. It's probably more than enough because they got some in there, but I forgot what they take. So like 90. I always check and I forget. I know it's 9,000 something. Oh yeah, that's right. Traffic is on. I have to get used to that again. Oh, well, I'm not going to leave 3,000 liters in here because it's going to rain, and it's not going to be good for the grain. So it doesn't look like I'll be selling the wool today. Price is meh. It's not bad. I'm just trying to get greedy here. So I'm trying to remember. I think it was the second season. Second season, I was like, oh yeah, if we can get a great demand on wool, and it was like 5 minutes later, it was like, hey, there's a great demand for wool. It's like, oh, simple. And there has been a great demand since. For wool, that is. That's right, I always forget that Courseplay would tell you when it's done. I get a lot of great demands on this, well, at least for me, for wood chips and sugar beet. And sugar beet is something we will get into, obviously this year for the pigs. We're going to take our other big field down there and plant it. Am I stuck in the door? It was, I think. Our big field down there, half with corn and half with sugar beet. Alright, let's enter that vehicle. And let's see, I gotta go back in here. Stop driver, clear the course, and do that. So this grass field will be ready to mow in a couple days. We'll mow it with the big M, and then pick up the grass with the big X with the Volvo truck following behind it with the 60,000 liter trailer. So yeah, the other Forge wagon we sold hold 50. That trailer holds 60, close to 60. And the Volvo truck should be able to transport it faster than New Holland could. What's the top speed of the New Holland? Like 32, 34? And of course the Volvo can go much faster than that, and with the horsepower should, you know, gain speed faster. Overall, make the job quicker for us. And then when we get enough money and buy the modded trailer that holds 200,000 liters, less trips to the BGA, that should cut down my time to cut that grass, because although I like playing Farming Simulator, doing 2 hours of cutting grass and trying to, you know, somehow put that into the video is kind of hard. But I'm going to fill up the fertilizer down here because I got more of it down here than up there, I think. But it's also easier to transfer it from the processing plant to here. So what we need to do now is that first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do the grass fields up on top. And then probably try to get to our grain fields as well. And I just pulled out looking for traffic. It's going to take me a while. But I see up on top. The grass field over by the sheep is taken care of. Now we're doing this grass field. Which won't take us too long with this fertilizer spreader. Just a couple passes here and there. Not getting it lined up too well, but I'm not going to get that picky at this point in the series. Yes, I know every little bit counts, but we're getting to be not that desperate for money at this point. As I say, as we're over $1 million in debt, but we got a lot of money coming our way, and yeah, we're going to buy some fields this year, I do believe. Shouldn't be an issue. Might be able to even buy all 4 of those fields, I'm not sure. And then we'll make that into one big field. Alright, so now we're going to head over to our grain fields, like this wheat field right here. And I really should have like crop tires on here, but since I don't have crop destruction on, I'm not going to get that realistic on us right now at the moment. At least not in this episode. Open up, sir. Thank you. And I'll get GPS going on this one. And we'll sit back, listen to the radio. Kind of. I'm going to say somewhere in about here. Did I not? Here we go. Get that dotted line where we need it to be, like right there is good. Alright. Turn that on, and let's roll. And this should be the final fertilizing stage for both of the grain fields. And then we'll just have probably the soybean field right over there, and of course the big field to do as well once we start planting that, which might be the next episode. Hopefully. The ground temperature needs to be in the 50s, and we're at 43, so it's got to climb up pretty good. The temperature today hasn't climbed up that well. But this field here can be known as a chicken field, or wheat field. This is what feeds our chickens for a year. Yeah, I know, it's a lot of wheat. Part of me wants to, and I haven't done it yet, because I do like taking care of the chickens either way. But part of me wants to see, you know, is it worth feeding the chickens all this wheat? Are they producing enough eggs to even out the cost of their food? That's the thing. And I guess it would matter what level you're playing on. If you're playing on easy mode, the price of wheat is going to be higher, so... Well, I guess then you would get more price for the eggs as well, wouldn't you? Have no idea. I've never played on easy mode, just because it's way too easy. This series is on normal mode. I thought about playing in hard mode, but then again, I think on hard mode, we wouldn't get as much money right away, and it would just drag the series on, trying to struggle to get cash. That's why I think most people that on YouTube that do FS play it on normal mode, just because at least you get a decent amount of money to progress and buy new stuff here and there. But I do know when FS19 comes out, I'm probably going to do the one where you have nothing on the map. You can place your farm where you want it and all that good stuff. I think that's the way I'm going to probably go about it. I don't know if it's marked easy, normal, hard mode. I have no idea. You can see a lot of the farmers' fields are turning nice and green. The chicken wheat field is done, and we have moved on to the barley, which is kind of like for the pigs, I guess. I could also use rye, but since we're putting barley in this field here, the texture, I didn't notice this before, but the texture of the grain in the field, you can see how just off a little bit of distance you can't really see the barley that well. Interesting. I guess it depends on the angle of the camera. Top down view you can see more of it, and yeah, it's just funny. And I get a little bit of a frame rate drop when I get to a certain angle. Like right there, for me there's a bit of frame rate drop. I don't know if it'll show up on YouTube. On the YouTubes. I want to get into doing some oat, because I did see on 19 oat is what you feed the horses with, which makes perfect sense, but since they came out and said that, now I don't know if oat in 17 is going to be like it is in 19, but I should plant some of that just to see how it is. If you just joined the series, this is the first time I really used the added fruit types. Most of the maps I played on didn't have added fruit types. So this is like the first time I've really done like rye and oat and well, all the others. Because actually in FS17, even though it's been out for almost 2 years now, this is only the third map I've played on. I played on Goldcrest Valley because that, you know, when the game first comes out, there's not many modded maps out there, is there? And then I was looking for a map that kind of fit my style, and when Rattlesnake Valley came out, I went and did that one. Nice map, but it's kind of bad. I don't know. As far as I know, the key hasn't updated it in a while. And there's some problems like with grass, straw, and hay on the ground. You can't pick it up going certain directions. You have to kind of like go northeast direction and south. Yeah. And there's really no, the rivers aren't really rivers. A good map, but just some small things I just don't think you ever got around to fix it. Might have been too difficult to fix it for all I know. I don't do maps, so I'm not sure. But now I'm on the Pacific Northwest, which is a great map for me. I'm enjoying it. The fields aren't all, you know, rectangularly, but they work well still for course play and all that. They're not like those, it's not like a British map where the fields are like a 3-year-old, you know, like you telling a 3-year-old, hey, draw a circle, and they kind of like go all over the place. Alright, so let's go drop off this fertilizer spreader because we're done with it for now. Like I said, until we do the soybean field and the field down below. So at least I got today's episode recorded before the rain hit, which is, to me, is a bonus. Actually, I still have a good amount of fertilizer up here. I can almost fill this thing like 4 times. And what button is to lower it? And yeah, V. I get mixed up between Farmer's Dynasty and Farming Simulator. What buttons do what sometimes. So now we're going to park up the John Deere and turn off the hazard lights, I believe. So now if we look at a map, yeah, all fertilized here, fertilized here, fertilized here, and of course these fields and this field here I haven't gotten to. Ground temperature needs to rise some. The wool, like I said, I wanted to get up in the 9,000, so hopefully by the 5th or 6th day of spring will be there. Milk, I could sell some milk, but that price is kind of low for this time of the year. Rye is, you know, this price stopped climbing. This price is still climbing. I'm waiting. If it goes green here, I'll maybe just sell some because we got it, and that's all I can really sell. Yeah, I got some wheat left, but that's for the chickens. And if I come up here, this is the storage. Is our barley up here? Where's the, it's over here. Is our barley for the pigs over here? No, I can see a number there. So how much barley do we got up here? No, that's soybean. Alright, our soybeans here. So I must have sold the barley from that last year? Oh, no, the barley went into the seed master. That's right. That's right. So we got some seed here. How much we got left in storage here? Quite a bit. Silage for the mixer we need, but we do have still tons of mix right there. So wheat, oat, barley, or rye. So we got rye. It only needs 30,000 liters. We got 300,000, so we can probably take some, put some in here. sugar beet, and of course we got soybean up there. We got enough soybean to actually fill this up. Rye we got enough, and of course it's the corn and the sugar beet, which we're going to do this year in this field here. So I'm probably going to put sugar beet from here over to about here, because sugar beet, you get lots of it. It yields rather well. The price sucks, but you know. And then we're going to do all this as corn because the pigs take a lot of corn. So that's somewhat the plan for now. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today, I believe. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I appreciate you watching as always. And I'll see you next time on the Pacific Northwest. But until then, have a good one.